25 miles northwest of Gallup, New Mexico, and situated in Arizona, is Window Rock Navajo Agency, administrative center for the Navajo Indian Reservation. This beautiful rock formation shows how the agency got its name of Window Rock. Wind and sand smoothly scoured the nearby rocks and cliffs and artistically sculptured the solid sandstone. To his prayerful, faithful, and grateful children, God promises to open the windows of heaven and to pour out blessings in such immeasurable abundance that there shall not be room enough to contain them. Arizona is a land of painted Indians and also a land of painted deserts. The painted desert is a stretch of vividly colored earth beneath a brilliant sky, covering nearly all of northeastern Arizona. Ashes of old volcanoes, plus sand and mineral deposits, have produced a multicolored landscape stretching out into infinity. The painted desert is part of Arizona's famed Petrified Forest National Park. As mute but colorful reminders of the primitive homes of the American Indian, these wind-eroded formations appropriately are called the teepees. The Petrified Forest National Park contains the largest and most colorful concentrations of petrified wood known to man. Shattered remnants of felled trees are strewn in interesting profusion throughout the area. Geologists point to indications that this area has been inundated 7 times, and that the present petrified trees are remnants of a forest millions of years old. We thank thee, Lord, for all thy golden silences, silences of shimmering deserts and of nature's cloistered calm, the silence of the twinkling stars and of the burnished brilliance of the sun, silences in which we may be still and know that thou art God. "10,000 years have come and gone. It has not split or crumbled yet. It still turns rose red in the dawn, turns gold red when the sun has set. 10,000 more will find it there, still standing in the purple air." Covering an area of 1,008 square miles, the Grand Canyon was made a national park by an act of Congress in 1919. The canyon is 217 miles long and varies in width from 4 to 20 miles. Grand Canyon is the world's most dramatic and gigantic exhibit of the power of erosion. As the earth has been thrust up, water slowly has cut down through the radiant and colorful strata to open up the geology book of the ages. The river grinds on at its endless task of cutting the canyon deeper, while the hands of rain and frost and time claw it wider and in places steeper. But shadows shift and colors change, and clouds sail uncharted courses, to still men's souls, though their minds can't grasp the power of nature's forces. 1 mile below, the Colorado River appears to be but a narrow ribbon. But this 2,000-mile ribbon is the second longest river in the United States, with a depth of from 12 to 100 feet. Within the national park, its width varies from 200 to 600 feet. The watchtower at Desert View is a faithful replica of similar towers erected by the ancient red men centuries ago. It commands a magnificent view of Grand Canyon, a sweeping panorama of Kaibab National Forest, the expansive Painted Desert, and the Navajo Indian Reservation. Our first glimpse into Grand Canyon from the north rim is from Bright Angel Point, which is 1,200 feet higher than the south rim. Here one looks down in close proximity upon the vast temples which form the background of the panoramic view from the opposite rim. The visitor to the north rim gets a sense of intimacy and closeness to the canyon which may not be found elsewhere. Upon the sheer rock walls to see, God wrote with ageless hand eternal autobiography to stir the soul of man. No earthly mind could conceive the wonders written there, and in awe I pause to read the godlike writing fair. I am the Creator. I have builded here these mighty walls and great red walls, these pinnacles tall and sheer. Behold the magnificent, majestic Zion Canyon, cut into the flank of the Markagant Plateau in southern Utah. The story of Zion Canyon goes back more than 13 million years, when the Virgin River began to cut down through several thousand feet of sheer rock. Zion National Park covers 148 square miles and features a stupendous red and white gorge, the walls of which rise 3,000 feet above the floor of the canyon, the floor having an elevation of 4,276 feet. The largest jewel in Zion's collection of precious stones is the Great White Throne, a term taken from the book of Revelation. Before the Great White Throne of eternity, man eventually must stand to give account of his stewardship of time. Staying within the realm of religious terminology, here we see Angel's Landing. This towering platform for heavenly visitors rises 2,500 feet above the valley floor. Join us for a trip by horseback up the precipitous slopes of Angel's Landing for an inspiring view overlooking the valley. This indescribable journey required 3 hours up and down, the up and down referring to the trip and not to the riding. Lucky Arnold was the genial wrangler in charge of the horses and the riders. Lucky is a typical Western cowboy and an unusually interesting and friendly character.